Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the STS Chronicles come to you on a Thursday evening. I am your host, K Styles, aka the Sixth Man. And to your screen right, you know him as the Senator, Mad Mike Sports.
Yo, what's that?
Welcome to the STS Chronicles, aka Shooting the Shit. If you don't know what this show is about y'all getting a in-depth behind the scenes on conversations that are had within the Unholy Alliance, as well as of popular talking points that we find on the World Wide Web and others. As we already know, as today's title, we're going to be talking about the law of irrationality and the art of the natural unnaturalness.
Kev, you just made that bullshit up. All right, that's not a real that's not real word.
What you mean is not a real word?
You just made that up.
What was made up about it?
All of it. I don't even know what you said. What did you say?
Irrationality and the art of the natural unnaturalness. Yeah, that does sound made up like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna say no lie. That just sounds like some made up shit just to come up with something. But both of these topics at hand are actually philosophical talking points that are, actually have some merit behind them. Ski, Madam Howard, D. Sloan, what's happening? Like you said, man, as you know, this show is, I'm going to have to put the disclaimer up here. This show is not particularly Falcons related, but could be depending on the circumstance. So when we do these, what we gonna say here is we don't expect a lot of people to be tuning in to this, but if you are, we definitely appreciate it. Now, Mike, why do you say that this title sounds made up gibberish?
I mean, because it came from Bruce Lee.
Oh, they didn't know that part, did they?
No, they didn't.
Okay, yeah. So if you actually got a opportunity to watch the lost interview of Bruce Lee, the one that everybody knows about him talking about being shapeless and formless like water, which actually derives from a TV show that he did. He also talked about in the same interview about the art of natural unnaturalness. Or can be say the art of unnatural naturalness. But we're going to explain that a little bit later. But Mike, what's going on, man? What's going on? You ready for this crazy ass conversation we're about to have this evening? But I can also say that this conversation can be tied to the Atlanta Falcons situation right now, just based off of the outrage and backlash of a lot of it. So that's why I say you have to catch the context clues to see what we're talking about. But before we go into that, man, Mike, man, how we doing this evening?
Man, I'm hungry.
This shit. I got some rice. I got rice. I got some scrambled eggs, and a couple slices of bologna. I'm good.
That's some random weird ass fucking.
Yeah, I know. I was bored. I decided to throw some shit together. I had some leftover rice, and I said, "Shit, I'm just gonna make some cheesy scrambled eggs, and I'm just gonna throw some bologna with it." All right. So, tell Leo he can kiss my motherfucking ass for all I care. That motherfucker. I told you that motherfucker get on my damn nerves, and I get on his motherfucking nerves too. Whatever, but we're gonna have this conversation here, man. Like I said, I kind of wanted to have this for a little bit. We're gonna talk about irrationality. Now, for those that don't know what irrationality is actually, and you've seen these shows before where we talked about Robert Greene and the laws of human nature. This is actually the very first law of human nature, which pertains to irrationality. Now, okay, so I want to get your context on this in particular. So let me go ahead and read off a few notes here that I do have. Let me go ahead and put this out here so people that's just tuning in can see what the topic is. So irrationality. Okay, I'm gonna let you read this. Okay, so irrationality is basically we are in control of we are in control in making logical decisions, but in reality, we are governed by emotions that we don't realize that we are feeling. Rationality is not a birthright, it is a hard-won skill. Okay, so this is our default state. Our emotions can cloud our judgment, making us react to the present moment, seeking immediate gratification and see what we want to see. I need to read that again, Mike.
Kev, you need to explain because you fucking everybody. I understand, but you fucking everybody here. I can come. I can.
All right. Let me read that paragraph again, since y'all don't understand where we're going with this. Irrationality can be summed up as a default emotional state. Our emotions can cloud our judgment, making us react to the present moment, seeking immediate gratification and see what we want to see.
Okay, so give them an example of that.
Okay, Kevin Stefanski, for example. Let's throw that in there. How about that? Let's throw this as a close thing. As we look at the example of that, our emotions can cloud our judgment. So when we say emotions cloud our judgment, we can look at it from an example of it not being the quote unquote sexiest hire of the coaching staff, which we already know that the big name that everybody wanted was Clint Kubiak. Am I correct?
I mean, Kent Kubiak, it's a couple of
John Harbaugh and we just gonna use those names for example. So because Kubiak was not the guy that a lot of people wanted, it forces people to react to the moment as if it's the moment of disappointment. As you talked about,
does that. Irrationality forces us to react in the moment, because that's exactly what we're governed by, that by default.
See. I told y'all asses. Like I said, it could be Falcons ties to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it seeks immediate gratification and see what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So when we think about gratification, is we're looking for the end result. So we want to see gratification with the end result.
And our end results are what we all seek as humans, is gratification. Our own personal gratification.
But our gratification may not be what the reality is at the moment. We may be looking at the gratification of what we want to see, which means it may not be what it is at the moment, but we wanted to see from what our reality goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to confuse myself saying this shit.
I know. I get it. So let me break it down. So,
but there's phases to this, and here we go. We already starting off here. So he's saying, are we irrational because we want to see success with these new coaching moves? I'll let you go ahead and answer that, Mike.
So let me kind of break this down. When you're talking about irrationality is something that we're defined by human nature. So human nature is governed by our emotions. Okay, human nature is governed by and is led by our emotions. Every person, me, you, everybody is governed by our emotions. All right, rationality is something that takes time. Irrationality is something that's by default. And we talk about by default, that's what we mean by irrationality. Irrationality is by default, where we are all designed to fuck up, in other words.
In the moment. Irrationality is the moment.
Right. In the moment. That's what irrationality means. I know we're fucking people up with these words, but that's what irrationality means. In that moment, we're only focused on what we're feeling in that particular moment. And in the Falcons case, because we were pretty much led by a lot of blood, sweat, and bull crap from Homer Simpson, Raheem Morris, and his stupid son, Bart Simpson, and Zach Robinson. All we was worried about was our emotions, which is irrationality. Okay. So when you have that, that's when the irrationality, put the quote back up here.
Hello.
No. The other one, the quote, irrationality quote. Yeah. I want people to actually see it in the banner. Yeah.
Oh, it's in the banner. Okay, in the banner. Okay, there you go.
All right. So irrationality in the art of natural unnaturalness. See what that is, natural unnatural, and we're going to explain that too. Irrationality is something that we're governed by human nature, by our emotions. And what natural unnaturalness means is you make the unnatural, again, the unnatural is something that the prototypical human don't do by default. You make it look natural. Unnatural feats. So if you practice so much doing the unnatural, you make the natural unnaturalness look easy. For example, in this, I'll put it in quarterback terms. All right, you see a guy like Michael Vick. Michael Vick running to the left, running to the right. You know what I'm saying? This dude's probably one of the most gifted runners of all time. He does it so fucking well that he makes the unnatural look natural. Bruce Lee, one of the most gifted martial arts experts out there, he was able to do certain things. He made the unnatural look natural. So that's what we're talking about: irrationality and the natural unnatural. When you do it so much, and when you practice it so much, you make it look like it's easy when it's actually not easy. So that's the same thing with our emotions. If we're governed by our emotions all the time, nothing that we do is going to make a lot of sense. Everything is going to be all over the place because
Right.
we're governed by our emotions. We're governed by irrationality and our emotions. So the more that you stop that, the moment you stop that, that's when it looks
Right.
so it's learning how to live, especially with irrationality. It's learning how to live by rationality outside of your emotions. Rationality is common sense, slowing down, thinking about certain things before you react. Irrationality is responding based on what you're feeling in that particular moment.
Let me put it in a simpler term. You don't mind if I put it in a simpler term for him, Mike D?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your emotions is not the end all be all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether we feel a certain type of way about something or whatnot, that does not mean that goes for the majority of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, your emotions could be different from the next person like I said, just based solely on what your ideologies are.
And that, yep.
Now, because you may feel a certain type of way, like I said, we gonna go right back to the Atlanta Falcons topic with Kevin Stefanski, Matt Ryan being the president of football.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally, your thought process may be, well, fuck Matt Ryan, fuck Kevin Stefanski. That might be your emotional. That may be what your rational emotional take is on that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that could be for personal reasons. It is what it is. But the thing about it is you cannot carry that into a conversation with somebody that is not going to be thinking on an emotional standpoint, but they may have did their research and looked at the logical sets of the move that could be made.
And the logical uh points of that is what you're talking about is what he's done. The
Mm-hmm.
irrational part of it, the emotional part is just how you feel. But the
Mm-hmm.
logical part of things is putting down, all right, what did this guy, how did this guy, why is he qualified? That's the rational part of things, is why is this guy qualified for a said job. You may be you look, everything that you thinking or feel about a particular person, especially with Matt Ryan being hailed as a um the president of football operations, everything in you, because you use your rational mind, you use the facts, like we like to say, the facts, the stats, and the truth. That right there is logical. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what could be logical for you, as far as you using the facts, the stats, and the truth, you got to recognize when somebody using what's rational to them, logical to them, as their emotions. So you got to be able to uh, kind of catch and sense where that particular person is. That's where the frustration lies. You're using your logical brain with facts and stats. Somebody else is using their logical brains for their emotions of how Matt Ryan made them feel. Matt Ryan didn't win us a fucking Super Bowl. Look, that's completely logical for y'all because that's where you at.
Mm.
It's also logical for somebody else to say, yeah, Matt Ryan, if Matt Ryan won a Super, if Matt Ryan, is damn near Hall of Famer, MVP, well, both of you got both people can be right from a different standpoint. And that right there is where all the frustration meets. Everybody right from their particular standpoint. But you got to learn how to separate. And that's what we're talking about, the art of natural unnaturalness.
Yeah. Goddamn, Mike. You a smart ass motherfucker, ain't you? Nah, but like I said, man, like you said, that's what the STS conversations do come in at. Like I said, y'all kind of get an opportunity to kind of see like the other side of the spectrum where most of y'all look at us as lower than dirt pieces of shit.
All Mike do is cuss. All he says, motherfucker, fuck you.
And let's be honest, that's what most of y'all think when y'all think of Mad Mike Sports and K-Style. Y'all think we are lower than dirt human beings.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these type of conversations gives you an in-depth reason as to why we act like that, or some of the other aspects that come with these, which kind of adds to it. Mm-hmm. Now, I do got a couple more notes on here as far as, to master it. And then shout out to Robert Greene. This is from The Laws of Human Nature. This is one of the books that we always have a discussion about. You got 3 phases. It's called recognize the bias, acknowledge that you are fundamentally irrational. You must identify low-grade triggers like the confirmation bias, looking for info that supports your views, or the appearance bias, judging people by their looks. Mm-hmm. 2, beware the inflaming factors, recognizing high-grade triggers, moments of extreme stress, anger, or groupthink that causes your rational mind to shut down entirely. AKA, you're looking for a reason to be pissed off.
Yes, exactly.
You're looking for a reason to say fuck Mad Mike and fuck K Styles.
Yeah.
Without listening as to why they are saying what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. You looking for those triggers? What kills?
The triggers, the trigger words. Like I just used for example. I could talk about the possibilities of what the Atlanta Falcons can be based on, like you said, team personnel, possible philosophy that could tie in with the team. But for some people, if I just bring up Matt Ryan's name, they go into insane asylum style mental breakdown.
Yep, just hearing that word.
Yeah. Because the thing is, in Atlanta, we have to realize Matt Ryan. The name Matt Ryan is a trigger word to a lot of people right now in the city of Atlanta, and it can mean some of the most demeaning things you can ever think. Mm-hmm. And like you said, bro, it just comes down. Like you said, it comes down to, where do people really want to recognize it for what it is, or do you want to be held to that, to where you want that to be your reality, the reality of the whole group?
Mm-hmm. And that's your reality, and that's what we're talking about, making it the natural unnatural. or the unnatural, you're natural. You just gotta
Mm-hmm.
figure out if where that particular person is coming from, where they're
Mm-hmm.
home, and like a lot of times what I like to do is listen to a person, see where they're coming from. Because like if you hear certain words for me, when especially with me, the trigger word when people talk to me is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
When I use that word, people spaz out. They ain't heard nothing else I say. I can say, man, I love what you doing. You're a brilliant person. You know, I love your following. I watch all your videos. I mean, you've been my inspiration. But soon as I say something, but that shit you just said right there, that's some dumb ass shit you just said. That's fucking stupid. They
Oh
don't.
wow.
They
Boy,
forgot.
them motherfuckers turn into Rasputin, Charles Manson type
Boy,
of. I'm like, good God Almighty.
all because Mike just said one trigger word. The trigger word for me is if you look at a lot of people, we gonna get to you, T Lord. But if you look at us, especially me, okay, that's all people say. It's two things: stupid and cussing word. That's it. They ain't heard nothing else I said. They ain't trying to hear anything. They just come to our channel to hear those two things from me. Me cussing
Mm-hmm.
and me saying you stupid.
I think, I
That's
think,
it.
I think the trigger word that people have when it comes to me is I say the trigger phrase that people have when they look at me that where they get upset about is I just literally just say, "Really, nigga? Did you just say that?"
Yeah.
That for that seems to bother a lot of people. Like you
That's
said, if you
good.
say something that's like you ain't just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you did not just say that. So you mean to tell me, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where the mindset just go haywire. Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
Lord,
Yeah, K Style about to break my warrior down
that
and what's it
well, you gotta remember it's
my
called.
word.
You got twisting the words. That's the catchphrase.
Yeah.
Twisting the words, which is kind of weird because if you literally just said what you said, I can't twist what the fuck you just said.
You said
If I repeat verbatim of what you said and you gave no context as to why you said it, I cannot twist your words if you said a phrase with no context.
mm-hmm.
You can say a phrase and then follow up is the reason why I said this is yada, yada, yada. Now you add the context. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't add the context, that's where it's the so what you're saying is, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to Terry Lloyd here, he said, some were emotional about what they thought was going on with Shador Sanders without facts, even presented with facts. They wanted to hold on to the emotions.
Mm-hmm. That's a prime example of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Everybody's going to feel how they're going to feel regardless on how what subject is going to be. But the thing about it is
Turn light on, woman.
how you feel everybody else is not going to feel the same way. Some people are going to look at how you feel and say, okay, why the fuck do you feel like that?
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't explain why you feel like that or why you feel like that is something trivial, it's going to cause a lot of people to ask questions.
And that right there is where a lot of people get frustrated with us because we're not for one the art And I'm glad Manny just put that in there because we're talking about living in a different time. Well, back in the days, like when people ask you questions, you weren't necessarily you. A lot of people didn't take questions as you're trying to demean them or put them in a certain category. You're trying to get understanding. Today, a lot of people think you just asking questions just to try to catch them in a you trying to catch him in the lie, catch him in the spot, or get them to say something wrong. It's like, no, that's not the FBI. We're not the FBI. A lot of times we're just trying to get an understanding of where you're coming from. And a lot of people, you ask them questions, they feel like they're attacked just because you ask them certain questions. So that really goes back to what we were just talking about.
Which is why a lot of these people don't like me, because you already know, first and foremost, the questions will come. And since you said that, by the way, I do have a quote that I do want to play, if you don't mind, Mike.
Good.
This is. Hold on. Congratulations. Hold on. I'm gonna start over. You ready? Hold on. Fandemic here said you have to remember we're in a different time. People's skins aren't as thick anymore. They always tell me how I say what not to say. I ended up in HR so many times because of it. Trust me, believe me. I'd have been down that road plenty of times.
Boy, yeah.
I'd have been down that road so many times. All right. So this is George Carlin. And this right here kind of sums up what we're talking about. And this is kind of the times that we are in now. Hence why. Oh my God. I know somebody ain't calling me right now. When your identity is your ideology, congratulations. Hold on. Let me play it again. All right, here you go. When your identity is your ideology, congratulations. You've officially screwed yourself, because now it's not just an idea. Now it's you. When the idea gets challenged, you don't hear disagreement. You hear an attack. So what do? You build a bubble, a nice, soft, padded little bubble where everyone agrees with you, uses the same words, hates the same people, and claps at the exact right moments. And you will defend that bubble at all costs, even if it makes you sound incredibly stupid. Facts don't matter anymore. Logic's gone. Humor? Dead. Because admitting you're wrong would mean admitting you are wrong, and that's unacceptable. So you double down, louder, angrier, dumber. And that's how you end up defending nonsense like it's sacred scripture, not because it's true, but because without it, you'd have to actually develop a personality. When you're identity. Do I need to play that for the people in the back again?
No, go ahead and explain that. I think
okay.
I heard.
Okay. Your ideology. Okay, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let's break it down again. Hold on, let's break it down. When your identity is your ideology. Okay, right there. He said, when your idea is your ideology, which means whatever your thought is, or however you feel, is your gospel. All right, let's keep going. Congratulations, you've officially screwed yourself, because now it's not just an idea, now it's you. And when the idea gets challenged, you don't hear disagreement, you hear an attack. So what do? You heard that part, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, so what he's saying now is, when the idea becomes you, when people disagree with your take, you feel attacked because you've made what you thought you made it your ideology. You've attached yourself to your ideals, to where no matter if somebody disagrees or not, you feel like you're going to feel attacked. Why the fuck does that sound familiar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you've become that. You've become, for example, I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. You know what I'm saying? And you got people out here that are LeBron fans. You got people that are Michael Jordan fans. Like you convince yourself that you are Steph Curry. You convince yourself that you are LeBron James. You've convinced yourself that you're Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And anybody that says anything outside of your personal idea or LeBron James is regarded as he is the GOAT because you've become that. You've personified that. That's what you are. Everything that you do, like if you're playing a video game, you got to start a franchise with LeBron James. You have to start a franchise with Steph Curry. You have to start a franchise with Michael Jordan. And if anybody say, "Hey, why are you always doing that?" Like LeBron James ain't even that good. You looking at that person, like, hold on, what do you mean he's not that good? Because they're asking a simple question. But because you have personified and you have, convinced yourself that LeBron is that person, anytime anybody say anything that that goes against that particular logic, you feel like you're being personally attacked.
Which goes back to the idea of irrationality, which means you are led more about your emotions than you are about the logic of the conversation. Mm-hmm. AKA, your idea becomes the ideology of you. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is you could stand, and the thing is nothing wrong with believing in something and standing on it. Mm-hmm. You can do that, and that's your thing. But when you get to a point where if somebody challenges your idea without, if they're challenging your idea and you're not able to kind of see where it's coming from and kind of making a conversation about it, then that's where all the problems come in. Mm-hmm. Let me use an example. This is the truth of what the unholy alliance is. The unholy alliance is a group of guys that are willing to challenge ideologies of certain guys, not because they're trying to make them look stupid. Some guys you gotta try to make look stupid because the shit be so damn stupid. You just like, no, nigga. But it's about having the conversation and being willing to look at all spectrums in that conversation to where it's like, okay, I understand. Like I said, I can see where you're coming from this point. I can see where you're coming from this point. Mm-hmm. But when you get to a point where it's like, I have my truth, I don't give a damn how dumb it sounds. It's my truth. And the fact that you challenge my thought, I'm going to feel offended. Mm-hmm. That's where a lot of the disconnect that comes between me and Mike and everybody else around. Where Sam comes into, where Juan comes into, where Chauncey comes into, compared to everybody else that's around, like I said, this whole space of content creators, people that are on X or people on Instagram and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets so tied into the idea of what they think is that if somebody doesn't agree with them, now they feel attacked. And you know what happens when people start feeling attacked? That's where the tampons come out. Mm-hmm.
The tampons and the diapers, okay? That's when they start coming out. All types of shit start coming out of every hole possible.
Yeah. So usually if you challenge somebody's ideology, let me give you an example what usually happens. Hold on. You normally would get reactions like this.
Vote with me one more time, you do. And I don't care about none of it, nigga. I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a straight nigga. I don't need none of it.
That's what happened. Cause you attack their reality. You attack who they are, the true essence of who they are. That's what happened. They accuse you of telling a lie, even when they were forced, even when they have been faced with the absolute truth of the matter. They will double down on, see, man, nah, man, I'm telling you, you was a lie. Won't you just be real? Stop lying to people. Y'all got to stop lying to people. I told you how I feel. I told you I don't fucking think about you on no level. I already told you I don't give a shit. I don't wake up in the morning and say, yeah, I'm just gonna think about you today. I'm just gonna look at my YouTube channel and just start, yeah, I'm gonna make a video about you so I can piss you off. Because in your head, because we have challenged your reality or your ideology, nothing that I say will ever turn you from that until you take the time out to get out of that ideology. And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people take time. Sometimes it takes people years to get out of it. Sometimes it takes people a few days, a few minutes. Me, I don't look. I can cuss you out, and I can literally cuss you out, call you everything in the book, and then 5 minutes later, hey man, you want to go out and get something to eat? That's just how I'm wired. I'm wired that way. I've always been wired that way. Other people, you cuss them out, boy, they don't want to talk to you ever again. They are convinced that you hate everything about them. If nothing you say, even when you face, you give them all the proof, bro. I don't think about you, girl. I don't think about you. Even when you give it to them, they are convinced. They telling everybody, man, don't trust this person. Motherfucker, I don't call you. I don't talk to you. Nobody, I barely know your name. But because you challenge their ideologies and challenge their philosophies, they are convinced that you are an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah. That sounds all too familiar. Now that I think about it, this is the backstory of the Unholy Alliance.
Mm-hmm. It is.
You literally had OG Sam challenging and making a fool out of Eric Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Who is a lot of these people's Lord and Savior in the Falcon space. And then oh shit. Oh, never mind. I thought I'd have flipped over my damn food. My bad. And then all of a sudden you which one of them motherfuckers from Pound for Pound that called us a cult that started that whole cult shit with us?
JR.
It was JR from Pound for Pound who started the whole thing about Mad Mike Sports and the whole cult. Because Sam made Eric Robinson look like a fool.
Yeah. All he did was hit Eric with some stuff that he couldn't answer or did not want to answer to because he was going to look stupid. So, because he was associated with K-Styles and Mad Mike, we were a coat because he could not respond or refuse to respond to a challenge.
Right. That, so if y'all want to understand where the cult nickname for what we got came from, it was because Sam challenged one of their heroes and their hero got embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. That's where that came from. I don't know Satanists. I don't know Charles Manson. I don't know Ted Bundy. I don't know none of them. Okay, I don't know nothing about them people. Outside of the obvious, what everybody else knows. I don't worship the devil, people. Okay, I don't worship the devil.
You see it, well, cause what it is, they see a bunch of sheeps and shit in all of our intros and stuff, and they see a lot of demonic eyes and shit like that. They're like, oh yeah, y'all worship the devil. I'm like, no.
If y'all actually knew why we did that, you would fucking laugh. Okay? I guarantee you.
Exactly. Southside said, man, I ain't watched Pound for Pound in about 5 years now. Yeah, but that's how we actually got the cult nickname, was because of that. That was the reason why we got the cult nickname.
Yeah, and I hit him up. I went directly to him, not only at training camp, but I DM'd him and I hit him because he's a man of faith. And I hit that man of faith with the word himself. I'm just like, all right, how can you be a man of faith and you didn't even take the time to talk to me? You didn't even take the time to even get to know who I am. But you spread rumors about us being a cult. Yeah. You're supposed to be a man of God. I went to him.
That was about 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, yep.
About 2 years ago. Yeah, I was the only motherfucker at the training camp that actually got a damn stool searched. I didn't get a chair searched. I got a stool searched.
Out of everybody that was there, they went straight to K-Style. That's funny in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally had a commander chair that about damn near as transparent as you could be get searched, while everybody else had regular lawn chairs that didn't get searched. I said, ain't this about a bitch? But usually when it come down to where a lot of the stuff that you hear about the Satanist code or the bully, the main one we kind of get is the bullies. We're a bunch of bullies, and that's kind of like the main thing that goes around about being bullies and mean and stuff like that. It's only because your emotional takes ain't gonna get around this group.
Your emotional take is not gonna make me apologize. Your emotional take is not gonna get me to get off my square. You're going to sit down. If you're gonna have a conversation with me, you're gonna talk to me, you're gonna answer my question.
Exactly.
Or else we just not gonna talk.
Right.
That's where that's what all the bullies thing come on.
Right.
So if you actually as smart as you say you are, guess what? You're gonna sit down and articulate yourself in said manner.
I didn't know asking questions was being a bully. I didn't know that. I didn't think asking a question was bully tactics. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
I heard of saying that I'm gonna beat your ass or something like that just because you look a certain way. I know that being kind of a bully style, but asking questions is bully style. It, like you said, it just goes back to that George Carlin quote. When your idea becomes your ideology, you're going to feel attacked because you can't. If your idea is bullshit, and somebody challenges that bullshit that you can't get around, now it's going to seem like you're bullies. Which goes back to which in terms we're going to get a little bit back into that unnatural naturalness, which basically goes back into the yin and yang principles. The darkness to the light, the positive to the negative, the male female, light dark. You gotta have both.
You gotta have both. You can't look. You can't get appreciation for darkness without light, and vice versa. So you need both.
And the best, and as Bruce Lee said in the, if you have one without the other, you become robotic. You become a machine. But if you have both, you are able to adapt to certain you will be able to adapt. I think he said it's the thing. It's the natural unnaturalness or the unnatural naturalness. Either way, you got to have both.
You can't have one without the other. Just and like love and marriage.
Like a horse and carriage, this I tell ya, brother, you can't have one without the other. Love and the marriage.
You need both of it. You gotta have both. There's no way you can have love without marriage. There's no way you can have marriage without love.
See,
it's not gonna work.
See the problem is you have a space that tries to have one without the other. And thinking that having one without the other is the way to go. No, it don't work that way. You have to have one with the other.
What's love without marriage? It's nothing.
A situationship.
It's a situationship. The situation get old quick. And what's marriage without love? It's a situationship. So
a business transaction.
Look, that shit get old. I'm not keep paying you more money like you ain't showing me no love. Like I said, right. You gotta have both. You can't have one without the other. That shit ain't gonna work. Somebody gonna get killed or hurt, or somebody gonna get tired.
Once again, let's throw the Atlanta Falcons in this situation. Like I said, you cannot have change without a philosophical change. And what I mean by that is Rich McKay is the perfect example of all of this. If you got a guy that's a president, a guy that oversees a lot of things, and you see that the overall vision of the team is inconsistent, guess what? If you're going to keep rolling with that, you're going to get the same results, which is why the Falcons have been inconsistent for damn near 10 years. Because we could blame the GM, we could blame the coaches, we could do all that. But if you got a guy who's supposed to be the president of football operations, who's supposed to set the vision, and his vision is inconsistent, the team is going to be inconsistent. So guess what? While that guy was an inconsistent guy running the show, he valued validation from media personnel and people outside of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And what did that lead to? That didn't lead to a motherfucking thing.
Yeah, a damn thing.
We sitting over here bitching about Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski have seen more playoff games than the Falcons have in the last 8 years.
8 years.
We ain't even scratched a playoff appearance in 8 years. Yeah, the last 2 years with Kevin Stefanski was some garbage years, 8 wins in 2 years. But guess what? He's coached more playoff games as a head coach than what the Falcons have seen since 2017.
Mm-hmm. Like, how you gonna be? How you gonna be up here promoting, building a team and everybody being on one accord when you are focused on outside people and how they view you? How are you gonna be great? How are you gonna have a great team? How are you gonna preach as a coach? We need to stick together, stand together, band together. When every time somebody say something about this or say something about that person, the first thing you do is try to satisfy the media instead of satisfying the players. You focus on the wrong thing. Again, that goes back to what we're saying. Like, that go back to saying, you can't have love when you love it, pointing finger at everybody else, trying to satisfy everybody else. That don't make damn sense.
You will never, like I said, if you have to go that route, not just as a coach, but as a leader amongst a group of people, like you said, you're going to box yourself in a category. And by boxing yourself in that category, you don't have as much room of growth as you think you do.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to end up happening is you're going to stoop down to tactics to keep that validation. And some of those tactics may be, you may have to fuck over people that had your back to keep that validation.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to the analogy of the sharks in the creek. This is the sharks in the creek analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Your outside validation, if your outside validation is your ideology and that's what you're living by, you're going to do whatever you can to seek that. And what's going to happen is, if you're seeking that, you're going to do whatever you can to keep that, which means you might have to fuck people over in order to keep that. Like I say, if the majority of the group says Mike, K-Styles are lower than dirt human beings, if you want to be in that group, you have to agree to that ideology.
Right.
And this is not a made up thing we're talking about. This is some shit that has happened.
It has definitely happened. Yeah.
More times than one in this space. Even from people who we thought we was cool with. that they were willing to fuck us over and try to throw us under the bus to get validation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did everything possible to maintain that that perception of how people view them. They wanted to keep that so bad that they was willing to say, "Hey, the whole world is against these guys right now." And I want people to like me. I want people to love me. I want to be the only person in the center. I want to be the only person that's getting all the praise. Like I want that. So since everybody's against them and I want them to like me, well, guess what? Even though these people helped me get to that point, they've done everything for me. A lot of things for me. I got to get rid of those people, or I got to turn my back on these people because I don't want people to look at me like I'm a piece of crap person and turn on me. So they do anything to keep that image of the majority.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that's what's kind of molded that kind of scrutiny that you got to deal with is what molded us to actually get better at what we do, get better in these type of conversations. Because the thing about it is, like I said, we know 85% of the Falcon fans hate the very existence of us. We know that. We know y'all hate us with all of your might. And that's fine. But guess what? What's my motto? What's the motto I always say, Mike? I'd rather be loved by the 20% than loved by the 100%.
Don't care.
If 85% of the Atlanta Falcon fans hate the very existence of me and Mike, that means we did the job that we were supposed to do, because we already know that the 15% that fuck with us are the ones that we know that really fuck with us.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, you like you said, you can't worry about all that shit.
I mean, y'all saying that it's crazy, but a lot of y'all have not witnessed what we've actually witnessed. Like people have literally tried to destroy people's livelihood, their job, their careers. They even tried at some point. They tried to take, they tried to get at you and try to send people at you.
Right.
You'll be surprised. Y'all will be surprised how many threats.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the threats, because I don't give a fuck about the threats. They threats. But the thing about it is, in quite a few times, it's always been the people that deemed to be the closest to you.
Yeah, be the one. I'm not talking about the physical threats. I'm talking about threats on your career and taking your channel down and screwing your name up. That's what I'm referring to.
Because one of the 48 laws of powers is to destroy your enemy completely, which goes into the ideology of destroying the reputation to uplift yours. That's what it comes down to. So you feel like you gotta destroy like the thing about it is, you could destroy reputations You can uplift yours by destroying other people's reputations. But the thing about it is as much as you try to do it, it's not going to work, because if the substance behind what you stand for has nothing, it's going to be for nothing. The Southside said, hate the very existence is actually crazy. Mm-hmm. No, it's actually, trust me, it's there. No, and it's from the very people that you watch too. Mm-hmm. Every last one of them. So, and this goes back, and like I said, this ain't just no recent shit. This shit goes back 4 or 5 years. hell, it done picked up the last 2-3 years now, but whatever. But that's why we always say you always have to pay attention to who's in these chats. Because if you don't see if you don't see consistent names in here, if you see names that you don't see that often, those are usually the people that hate, that despise us. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Because we have a core audience who we know that really fuck with us. And then you have a bunch of stragglers that just come in that you don't see that often. And that's the 80, and they are usually the 85% that hate the very existence of us. And been like that. So, hey, it's all good. So Terry said, what separates AFF from everybody is that y'all are comfortable in your own skin. Everybody's different, and that's what's cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why you see us promoting more so of the Unholy Alliance. This Unholy Alliance business over here right now. The Unholy Alliance is made up of the people of the despised. That's what it's about. But we're gonna definitely start pushing that a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and get up on out of here, man. Mike, you got any final words that you want to say before we get up on out of here?
Hey, hey, hey. You don't want to fuck with me.
You don't want to fuck with me.
Still claiming EPG. Hey, hey, hey.
I gotta find that STS episode too, where we kind of had this conversation before, and we had one of those stragglers come in, and he was telling us how much he hated Mad Mike Sports and everybody associated with him. But then he got upset with me because I said that he was part of the 80%. He got upset for the fact that I said, why are you delineating yourself from the rest of us, when he literally told us that he hated us? It didn't make any sense at all. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Y'all not late to the party. The issue is because it's not really a Falcon topic. Y'all really didn't pay no attention to it. That's all it come down to. Like I said, people that come to this channel are used to Falcons conversations. Like I said, the STS isn't one of those. So a lot of y'all really not gonna really give a fuck about these conversations. But if you do, you just catch the recap on it. So we gonna get up on out of here. Hungry. I might put that movie on. Hey man, till next time, people. We ain't here to play.
No.
We here to stay.
Ooh yeah.
You ain't gotta go home.
Bitch, get off me. Bitch, get off me.
I just said like this, Mike, and I seen that thing you did earlier this week where you was talking about the challenges stuff, about challenging people to step out their boundaries and fuck with people that, you know, not within their group.
Yeah. Typically, that's not really inside their their ideology, their ideals. Like, step outside and actually sit down and have a conversation with people that you typically, or your group of people, wouldn't typically even talk to.
Look. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion on that. Fuck them. I mean, it ain't. No. What I'm saying, the reason why I say it is the shit ain't gonna change.
That don't matter. That don't matter.
It ain't gonna matter at this point in time. Fuck them.
I hear you. That's not that. Look, we get that, but that ain't that. That's why it's called a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge. I'm not expecting anything.
Right. No. I'm not. I understand the challenge, but I'm just saying it from my standpoint. Fuck them.
like I said, that again, Kev, that even that mentality in itself, fuck them. That's still selfish in itself.
Yeah.
So my thing is, yeah, you can say fuck them, but again, if we're gonna be real, you gotta say, all right, look, if y'all say who y'all are and y'all say y'all the good guys and we're the bad guys, well, prove it to me, motherfucker. Prove me that you're a good person.
All right.
I'll let fuck with somebody that you typically wouldn't do. You say it's like pulling a card, motherfucker. You say you that motherfucker. You say you that nigga. You said nobody can't beat you. You said you Muhammad Ali, bitch. Show me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I guess that's my narcissistic tendencies to say fuck them.
Yeah, Kev. See, people think it's a lot of times is Kev. They say that me is really Kev that say fuck them all the time. My thing is, look, I'm gonna pull your motherfucking card. You say you that motherfucker. Show me. Show me. I need to see it. You say you that motherfucker. You say you Jesus. All right, bitch. All right, show me. Show me a motherfucking miracle. You say you motherfucker.
It was that turn. What'd you say? Turn water into wine, nigga.
Yeah, turn the water into wine, motherfucker. I need to see it. I need to see it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey man, shoot. Hey, look, it's still out there. So, hey man, we got shit. I might do another one. Of these STS this weekend. My damn self. But like I said, shit, you ain't got shit to do Sunday. So shit. So we're gonna have another one of these STS conversations. Come up with the next topic here. Like I said, I'm gonna get with the fellas and see how we want to do it. Get with Mike, see where we want to attack from here. So, well, expect another STS coming in here soon. Like I said, man, appreciate y'all coming in, supporting the 6MK live channel, as well as Mike Linson TV, which is the social content network of One Said Mad Mike Sports.
Yep.
And those who are tuning in from Facebook as well, we definitely appreciate y'all. So, till next time, people. We ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, nigga.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Mike, what you telling me is, since I'm the main one that said fuck him, wouldn't that technically make me the bigger bad guy than you do?
You would think.
See, we're the opposite of Pokemon. They Pokemon talk about catch them all. K-Style said fuck them. All right. Make sure y'all catch the make sure y'all catch the playback if you're late to the channel. So we out. Deuces.
Don't judge me. I just wish you knew.